We will be back in some form.
We have an army of digital soldiers, because this was an insurgency.
Hundreds dead, thousands infected across multiple continents.
You guys know what this represents?
All the people that have gone out there against the mainstream media and said, you're going to call us racist, you're going to call us potential Timothy McVeighs, you are.
Hey, welcome to the Patriot Party News. So happy you're here. Hope this leads you into a good weekend. Hope you've had a good New Year so far. Wow, big things are happening. Oathkeeper Bill, thanks for being on with me every Friday. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I look forward to it, and thank you.
You got some info to come out, but what I'd like to say is anyone that can share this out, we'd really be appreciative of it. They've been censoring us for a long time. So if you think that the information that's coming out might help friends, family, whoever, just anybody, share us out. We'd really appreciate it. And man, what's going on with you, brother?
Keeping up on everything, trying to help folks with their emotions the best I can, because it is a very emotional time right now. And this is going to be the year of accountability. And I say that, and people are like, well, I'm waiting and I'm ready.
Right.
But, and even General Flynn is ready to rock and roll. I mean, we the people demand accountability, Mr. POTUS.
Yeah, it's time for that.
It is time. And we talked New Year's Eve saying we're not ready to yell and scream yet because we feel as of right now that the powers to be are collecting now, and similar to the heroes you just had on your show on tap. We just listened to over an hour and a half of two gentlemen who have exhausted themselves into finding the actual, on our soil, our land, if you will, the actual theft and what they could see with the algorithms and everything that could only be done synthetically, not by man. That to me was a home run, and it was a piggyback and proof of what Patrick Byrne and his team had found off station, if you will, off out of the nation, which 2 if by sea, 1 if by land. There's been Q posts throughout the years. The 2 if by sea, I am feeling that was Patrick Byrne and his team that was able to find the culprits, the Venezuelan connection, the Serbia connection, the CIA connection.
They were calling him, in fact, just so everybody knows.
Yes, and it's wonderful. Yeah. And Patrick Byrne has got General Flynn involved. General Flynn is aware of it. And during your show, Patrick, you know what, guys? I have to go. I have some phone calls to make.
As he can.
It is absolutely humongous. And with this General Flynn, he also publicly, on Alex Jones' show, I believe, said we need a task force, Mr. President. We need it now. We need entrepreneurs. We need patriots. We need Americans to come forward. And President Trump can do that under a national security uh, executive order. And he can create that task force, and he can put General Flynn in command, to where General Flynn would then have the authority to go forward. And that authority, whoo, that would really help with this year of accountability happen very quickly. Man, it's just so exciting.
Amen. Amen. Well, there's going to be a lot of talk about outcomes and how they are preparing, how they are using algorithms, um, how they are using different AI spectrums, which actually just refers to, let's say, the range of like artificial intelligence and what capabilities it has. Um, from things like basic tasks that it's kind of like a, you know, a semi AI, like, there's a little bit of AI going on in there, up to when you get into scenarios that are maybe even beyond like super artificial super intelligence. And it when you get into that, you're talking about different stages of AI, how it can get in and work for businesses, AI enabling, AI, what do you say? AI enhancement, or just like diverse technologies within AI and how they work. So, let's take a scenario and a analogy type thing. Let's say if we had some really big players in this operation going, and they are getting started. Let's say they're getting started 10 years ago, however long it was, and they have an AI. Now, we're not talking about some little computer like I got sitting right here. We're talking about we're talking about what people are thinking about when they say the QFS is going to run on this computer. So is it going to be 7 big computers with 1 or 2 huge computers that are maybe benevolent sentient beings? Who knows? I don't know. But we've been told things like that. But imagine they're sitting around, they're making their plans. Okay, hey, we've got to take out this guy. We've got to take out this guy. Who do we take out first to make the biggest impact? How do we wake the people up? What's our schedule going to be? Who's going to be in hanging out in the mountain? Who's going to be hiding out over here on this underground base? Who's going to be here? And they talk about it while sitting at a table, let's say 10 or 12 of them, and a computer or a speaker is sitting in the middle of the desk, and that's AI. And it's taking all these notes for these people, and it's going to spit out an algorithm of, okay, this has to come first. I look at it as that executive order that I got to be in on, because it was a schedule. They were building a schedule as, item 1. This law, is going in, but for this law to work, let's say number 7, this 7th law down here has to work to make 1 work. And then 7 also gets you into another one. It all has to be played out in this exact scenario. And then the wonderful, let's say the wonderful patriots, just citizens that are doing this, figuring out this executive order. What it was a mock-up. Juan was not happy with the mock-up that the DOJ necessarily had, I don't think. And he said, hey, we're going to do a mock-up. So he came into our Friday call, said, hey, this is what we're going to do. Of course, we got lawyers in there. We've got the the one woman wrecking machine, Stephanie. We've got Tracy. We got a bunch of them. And so I got to sit in on that, but that wasn't Friday call. That was Tuesday call, so there's different calls going on all the time, different days of the week, different times. Well, they did it. They got it all together over a good bit of time. It took some time, but sent it up the hill. And I came on tap and that day, and I said, "Hey, information, really big information, has gotten to the right places." Just so there's about 6 on that call that I'm on that can get to Trump. That's the trick. That's the whole trick. You have all these citizens out here working hard on different things, whether it's backing up stuff for the border, the children, the votes, the financial system, what silver, gold, XR, all of it. You got people in the background working on all this stuff. The problem has been is how to get past Trump's advisors to get him the information that he needs. Well, that's over just about now. I'm not saying it's all the way over, but hey, new things are happening. Why would we be over in Venezuela right now? Why? Well, because they stole they were in a foreign entity that was over there working on, and actually the ones pushing the buttons had the servers to, mess up our elections. We foiled it. Thank you, Elon. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, maybe some Doge folks. But anyways, all these things have had to go on in the right time, in the right schedule. And I'm not saying somebody didn't change that schedule that the AI made, but I believe they're constantly going back to it, because the offense does something and then the defense does something. The offense does something, then the defense does something. But if you want to know about those artificial super intelligence, all these things that we've heard, the deep learning, the deep dives into this stuff, that's you'll be hearing about AI Spectrum, and that'll be something that everybody needs to get a handle on. You know what I mean? So we've got great things going on. We're even supposed to be celebrating for a year, maybe 2 years. I don't know. I'm ready for this party. Give me 5 margaritas a day.
Yes, you're going to start hearing so many different things. You're going to hear infighting with podcasters. You're going to hear like you'll hear Alex Jones say, "Dan Bones, getting really aggressive and theatrical," and you'll hear Candace Owens is a guy, and so is Kirk's wife. All this other business. Don't fall into those things. What does that do? It creates theater. It keeps people thinking about other things while I believe the team is getting situated. The team that I feel is the task force that's preparing itself. And I really think January 6th is going to be a very special day. Due to my research, I don't know if I'm right or not, but there's a lot of educational departments that are saying they want to make January 6th part of their curriculum in history. So I'm thinking to myself, what better way to clean Jan 6, if you will, by creating that day as being the day that President Trump steps forward, Commander in Chief, stating the national emergency situation on Jan 6, 2026. To me, what an authentic, it'll bring authenticity, the truth, it'll bring God back into that day. And That's what I'm praying for. We shall see. Mr. President, if you're listening, that's a good day to do it. Just saying.
Right. We want it then. We love to have it. I'm ready. I'm just as ready as anybody can be. We've got a little we got a group, that we've been learning a lot. We've been really focusing on what's really important and why we're doing this and keeping ourselves up and because we feel like we're better fighters when we are. And so uh, when you look at that, I'm like, that's that's what we need to do. We need to rock and roll. The way you come hang out with us is join.patriotsuit.com. Chaz has made wonderful state groups, state chat, and then talk time's always available. So keep that in mind. People are always talking about get the popcorn out, get the popcorn out. Now, there was somebody that said, hey, get the popcorn out. Friday and Saturday will deliver on the mega promise. Now, watch out about that stuff. Watch out about all that. But at the same time, when I read this little caption here, it said, get the popcorn. Friday and Saturday will deliver on the mega promise. POTUS knows he must clean house / government in order to free up and demonstrate who has authority in order to pass important legislation. This was always the priority. Remember, AG Sessions cannot look like an impartial player that is out to get all former Obama team members, as we need him for other important work. All will come into focus, and for anyone to think POTUS is not in control is kidding themselves. Also, he's 100% insulated with zero risk of impeachment. Now, when you read those things, take that with a grain of salt. Look in there. Is there anything that was said there that really meshes with you and works? If not, if there's 2 or 3 or 4 things you say, whoops, that's not right. Okay, I think they're wrong on that. It might sometimes be good to say, okay, I'm going to act like I didn't read that. But at the same time, when you start talking about Obama, you start talking about the Eagles going down. You start thinking about who's going to go down first. Read the narrative. Read the narrative and grade people. Great people that you watch, people that you listen to. You've got to figure out who personally works for you. Everybody, some might like me, some might like Chaz, some might like Dallas, some might like Nino, some might like Juan. I mean, it is what it is. Whatever you're getting, you got to get that what you need down in your soul. You got to have God. You gotta have a relation. Well, you ain't gotta do nothing. I like saying that sometimes, but I think it would help you if you had a really good relationship with God. When they say the eagle's nest is going down, who is that? Obama.
Oh, renegade.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's renegade. Eagle's nest was that Clinton? Let me figure that out.
Evergrande. Now,
What?
or Evergreen or something like that.
Somebody tell me who that is. Who was the one at the Eagle? You had, Renegade. You had, I can't remember. But anyways, we'll come back to it. I'll look at my notes here in a second. So, anyways, be prepared. I came into this a long time ago, and what I learned for, let's say, 20 years, 15 years, whatever it was nothing compared to when a lot of people started waking up. So if you think you're behind in things, I mean, it's different, because if you were in this 15, 17 years ago, you were thinking mostly about Russia. You were thinking about Russia. You were making emergency bags. You were trying to tell somebody or figure out who to tell somebody, or you're questioning yourself like crazy. But it's just like it is now. The same thing that's going on right now was going on 30 years ago. I know that for a fact because I was into it. I was like, oh God, everybody's crazy. Why is everybody so happy? We're in a mess, you know? So it doesn't matter when you start. It doesn't matter if you don't ever think you're behind. Know that you're okay. Go with your instincts and your gut and talk to God about it. And this thing's gonna be all right.
And as long as you're true to yourself, I keep telling, I keep saying authenticity, right? Well, you can find authenticity in yourself at every moment. You can either lie to yourself, or you could tell yourself the truth. Whether you want to accept the truth or not is up to the individual. And listening to us in respect to what it is we study is still up to you to believe whether you want to or not, or perhaps take a little bit of what we say and go forward with it yourself, because it is truly your duty to do so. It's not your duty to listen to a word I say at all, but it is your true duty to do for yourself and for your own personal family, for God's sakes. It's my duty to take care of myself, and by taking care of myself, I do it through whatever knowledge I'm able to obtain. When I was working aircraft, I wanted to learn exactly what I was doing and why am I using this type wire versus that type wire. Oh, it may erode, it may corrode, it may, so there's reasons for it. Does it mean that this other wire won't work? Yeah, it'll work for a while. I don't want that anymore. That's what happened to our country in essence. uh, it'll be fine 3 more years and that person will be out. 2 more years, that person will be out. The primaries are coming soon. Don't worry, they'll be out. But the point is, do you want them to keep using the same wire? No, you want to make sure that what it is that we are doing, we being the people, we want to make sure we go to the voting machines, and we want to make sure when we go to the voting machines we actually feel we're heard. We are not being heard, and General Flynn is helping us greatly with "We the People Demand Accountability." And within that letter to Mr. President, he identifies we don't feel comfortable voting. We don't feel comfortable with who's in office. We don't like the lies and everything. And the public trust is not there. And so it's so very important. And it's not take what I have to say as end all be all, but it is your duty to learn and do it now. So that's my
Is this the one you were talking about right here?
yes. The breaking. Yep. We the people demand accountability. And within this letter, I mean, he throws some very heavy, like our freedoms are being chipped away in plain sight. Our government has grown bloated, arrogant, and unaccountable. Public trust has not merely declined, it has been obliterated. Power has been stripped from citizens and hoarded by bureaucrats, agencies, and unelected elites. Those who call themselves leaders protect each other, while the American people pay the price. This is a big one. Civic duty has vanished from the classrooms, replaced with obedience and ideology. The family, once the backbone of the nation, has been systematically weakened and devalued. Enough is enough! Exclamation point. At its core, this is not partisan. All Americans are demanding accountability. We, the people, reject the lies, the gaslighting, the censorship, and the deliberate erosion of our lived reality over the past decade. We remember what was done. We know who did it. We are no longer willing to move on without consequences. The message is unmistakable and unstoppable. Americans demand accountability. So, Mr. POTUS, the question for you to answer is simple. Will you stand with the people or will you protect the system that failed us? Make 2026 the year of accountability. Will you stand with you? We will stand with you through thick and thin like we always have, but you must respect our wishes. If you don't, as our founders warned, the deep state concentration of power in government will lead to greater corruption and eventually tyranny. This is a big ending right here, especially for President Donald Trump. And your legacy in history will be tarnished beyond repair. What an excellent ending, because General Flynn knows what Mr. President Trump would be like. Oh man, I don't want my legacy messed up with.
That right.
So I'm throwing a little humor in there, but
Yeah.
that's huge. And he ends it with one of your 79 million voters. I found that to be wonderful. And then a day or so later, he gets on with Alex Jones and says, "You know what, Mr. President, we need a task force. We need a task force now." So it's just huge. And when he mentioned that, and he mentioned the folks like entrepreneurs coming in, and he Alex Jones said, "Oh, like Elon," and General Flynn says, "Yeah, Elon Musk, people like that," and Patrick Burns. I mean, I just like, whoo, it's
Yeah.
just wonderful.
Well,
And
you can't blame anyone for being aggravated unless they have gotten to where they understand and they can control it. But I understand. I understand. It's crazy because the widespread, pretty much dissatisfaction with government corruption, money laundering, misuse of taxes. We're hearing all that daily. We're hearing it and hearing it and hearing it. It's like, golly, I know it, gum. I know it. It's just the same as it was yesterday. It's the same as it was 20 years ago. Well, that's great. The thing is that we have kind of got into a few places like Minnesota with all the fraud investigation, particularly around the Somali community, and involvement into links between them and the political figures that we think are causing the corruption. Now, when you get into what all has been happening for so long, you might as well call it freaking genocide. You might as well. It's bad. I'm telling you, it's been bad. It's terrible. It is bad. Hey, but we had to fight a secret society with a secret society. And you can't start bringing the secrets out when the war's not over, So think about it. How many people did they bring, illegals, and to put right in the middle of every state? I mean, the whole nation, and they wanted the low IQ fools. They've been really going on about the IQs. Well, they don't understand. They don't understand what is even going on. Probably in some cases they don't have the capability. When your IQ is at 60, you might have some problems. I'm not saying anything about it, but they're not going to make a lot of intelligent decisions, whether it's out on a Friday night, Saturday night, whether it's being able to pay for any other stuff, that's going to have to be given to them, which means they will be reliant on government, which that's what a lot of people have been. That's how you turn people into slaves.
Yes. And if I could add something, not only the low IQ, not just because of Muslim faith, but the Islamic faith. When they actually feel that when they bring their religion with them to the United States of America, they also feel the money that they're getting actually belongs to them due to the caliber of the way that their religion is. They're taking it as if it's a tax that we are paying them because we are not following Mohammed, because we are not following the Islamic faith. That's the tax that you are paying these Somalians, not just Somalians, but Islamists. It's literally in the Quran. And that's where knowledge is so important. People need to really recognize this. That's why when they open up the door for that young 23-year-old journalist, the YouTuber, they act like, what? Why are you even here? They fight and fight as though, why are you talking to me? I am above you.
Right.
They literally feel that and think it.
Yeah, amen. Well, and hey, when you look at why would any of those people be mad at us, it's because they've had to freaking go through hell just to survive, and because their owners, the people that own them, are our cabal that is in office in our country. We've done some nasty stuff. We're as bad as anybody, not us, but the leaders that have brought themselves up into government through fraudulent votes. I mean, I'm telling you, a lot of people play that like, the votes, whatever, Hey, man, it's going to be serious. It's going to be, we want the drugs off the street. But do you think that, okay, let's take Iran. There's a lot of talk about Iran. Why would we be going into or doing anything or talking for going into Iran? Look, just so everybody knows, any country, their citizens, if they start protesting and whatever they do against their cabal government, we're going to be on their side because they're killing Christians. That's what the whole freaking plan has been. This is Nasara Gasara, They're not going to call it that, but this is part of the bigger countries helping the smaller countries when it comes to the revaluation of currency, when it talks about military assistance, teaching them, whatever. That's what we're doing. We're changing the world. So
yes,
hello.
yes,
If we're going into Iran, it's to help the people take out their own government cabal, which is exactly what we're doing. And just wait until you see every country having their own form of MAGA. And I hope that Juan gets to announce it, that it's going on. Well, he already has. Just so you know, while he's not doing anything, while he's over here negotiating and talking to them pygmies and all that stuff, he's been getting, maybe he has, could be, I don't know. It'd be cool if he was getting MAGA, their own form of MAGA, set up in every country, at least 71 of them.
I'm getting text messages. I thought there was a plan. I thought this was the plan. What are you talking about?
That's what we're talking about. This is a plan.
This
The whole thing has been about
this
this is a plan. If you
right?
didn't understand that this is not that this is a plan through what we have been saying, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You need to stop and think. If you don't think that there's plans, there's people working as hard as they can, while other people are sitting on their asses bitching about the people that are working hard. I'm just telling you right now, freaking wake up. There is a plan. It's happening. It's happening every day, all day, while you sleep, while you work. And a lot of us are in it. And we're doing good.
Yes, we are. There's individuals that have been on death row for 11 years, fighting, working on their own appeal, let alone what has accomplished here in 10 years. Worldly. We've got President Putin identifying, I mean, all these leaders have a job. They all have a job. President Putin is identifying the satanic elites. They eat children. They do this. Not everybody in the West, but the elites. You have Japan. We're going to go with XRP as the movement. You have Serbia, or I don't recall Serbia, or maybe it's another one, that just changed their currency. You have bits and pieces of every nation identifying what's happening. You have Treasury Secretary identifying things that are totally contrary to what the Federal Reserve is doing. We have the big beautiful bill. You must read it in order to understand. You have the and I know that General Holt is against the Genius Act and the Clarity Act, but there's a lot more to it than that. Once it comes full tilt, it'll make more sense. But we got to get to that step.
Just so you know, General Holt is fine with the big, beautiful bill. There's a few things that have to happen to the Genius Act or some other acts that will come in and change some of those bad things. All right. That's just talking. Yeah, that's where he's at.
So it's wonderful. There's wonderful things, but the answers are in front of you. You have to look. Everything that I say, I can tangibly locate, but it's taken in the last 11 years at least over, I don't know, a lot of hours to do this, and again, I'm getting a little, not purposely theatrical, but a little like, because I want it now. I want it now. I want it now has been programmed in us for decades upon decades, purposefully, to not want to work hard for it, to not appreciate it. Uh, you can tell somebody this is what McDonald's has in for ingredients, and it won't dissolve in your tummy for a long time. Well, I like those Big Macs. You get 2 for 1 now. So, did you not hear what I just said to you about that? So I'm just using that as an example. But the COVID-19, artificial intelligence, mRNA, HIV is what was the vessel to bring it to the cell. How does this fat boy from New York understand this stuff? And why don't the people in my family even understand it? What am I doing wrong? I'm not doing anything wrong. It's a different frequency level. That's also been programmed in us. And like what General Flynn was identifying in the schools, they want obedience and ideology. They don't want people to think for themselves.
Amen. That's right. And there's a lot of things going on. Recently, anyone that has bought silver, man, we are high in the sky on it, and whenever that does happen, it happens with everything. Everything that goes up can go down a little bit and then go back up, or it can go all the way down. Now, with everything that's going on with the pretty much rapidly evolving global market for silver, um, you know, that's a very strategic commodity, if you know it, because of its industrial uses, because of the phones, and everything. So when we've been kind of, well, maybe people are, maybe they're not, but you know, we always thought there was going to be de-dollarization, de-dollarization. Well, it's happening right in front of your face. That's when silver goes up, your money value is going down. Now, who's doing it right now? Well, we can see China doing it. We can see China is deep. Well, not deep, but they're into de-dollarization moves right now. The U.S. and the EU policy responses, um, uh, I'd say, are going to have to kind of shift a little bit, you know, um, because institutional investors now have more leeway to do some things, it seems like. And with the emerging like supply lines that are, where's the silver? It'd take 2 years to get a mine going now. And it'd have to be at 250 or 300 to be profitable. Well, all this information is coming down. What China's doing, who's with them, who's making all this happen. And so what do? We inform each other. Hey, that's what we've been doing for a long time, however many years. Everybody's talked about, hey, it might be good to look into a little silver, because that's what we do. And then the more people we get that out to, we research it. They're researching it. This is a team effort in how you research um, risks, how you research recent regulatory changes. Massive fund allocations that have gone into precious metals and resources. Um, it's almost like it's a competition to get as much as you can right now in their vault, whatever country it is, and then let's rock and roll. Let's see what's going to happen, because at that point, things will end up being gold backed. All right. So we're going to be, it's going to be popping, Well, who's got the most? So now you can see why everyone's currency is going to have to be revalued. That's what we're doing. We're watching it in real time. And it hasn't happened as fast as we wanted, but it's perfect. It's perfect. It's exactly like we've been talking about for freaking, I don't know how long, 7 years or whatever. So,
Roseanne, and I like it because she comes in, she's like, a lot of this has been so that the whole world doesn't go to shit. and and all of the workers stopped working. That would have created more of a civil war, if you will, worldly in every country, if the things were brought forward the way that everybody wants it right now.
right.
So our clandestine operators, or whatever you want to call them, have already done all the brunt work. All of the brunt work is done. Now, optically, things are coming out and it's going to progress. Does it mean there's no more bad guys? No, there are. All the way down to our local dog catcher. They're still there. The aggressor is still there.
Right.
A lot of this was done even without them even realizing that they've been beaten. So when you hear it's a movie, it's not as though it's a movie per se, but it's been a sting operation from years ago, and we're to a level now that we are pioneering a new era of the golden age, the beginning of Jubilee biblically. We are watching the end of an evil regime that is thousands of years in the making. We are watching the Tower of Babel fall in our own lives right now. That's how big this is. And what an honor to listen to you as well as folks that you have on who are the top coalition, if you will, of the Patrick Burns, the Mex, the Juan O'Savins, General Flynn, his sister, brother, his whole family, the Flynn family, for God's sakes, fight like a Flynn. It's not just a cliche. The family of Flynn, contrary to what comments may come, absolute patriots. Absolute patriots.
Oh yeah.
General Flynn, thank you. Thank you, sir, for what you've done. And we're here. And brother, have a wonderful weekend. And I'm gonna let you finish out because I love hearing you talk too. So thanks a
Hey,
lot, brother.
thank you so much, Bill, for Oath Keeper Bill, for everything you do, man. You rock and roll. I'm proud to have you on here with me, man. I'm proud of you.
People say to me certain things, and I'd like to just say something.
Yeah.
I am just a normal patriot, homegrown. I'm disabled veteran. So the time that I allot for my studying is due to what I get paid from the VA. No other money, and I purposely don't accept any money because I want to give the persona, not just the persona, if you will, but to prove anybody could do this. It's my duty to do so. Not just because I served in the military and I feel honorable and patriotic. It's my duty, and it's your duty too. Whoever's listening, whether you just pray about it, if you don't have the capabilities of communication, do something. Email Washington. Uh, what is it to get a hold of the president? Truth Social, Twitters, your personal Facebook. Give them a call. Get on whitehouse.gov and go to contacts and see a picture of president. Click it. Mr. President, I heard this. Do it now. Do it every morning before a cup of coffee. That is doing something. Do something. That's
Amen.
it.
Amen.
Anyway, God bless
What
you,
you
brother.
said. Amen.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. Talk at you later.
Go.
All right. I'll see you in talk time if you're going. All right. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'd love for you to come join us. The way you do that is right there in red. That banner. I think that's what they call it on there, the banner. Join.patriotshoot.com. We'd love to have you. We need the support. It does get hard, so we don't take money from things, and it is hard sometimes, and we're making it happen. But what we've done is we've made our own type of Facebook. That's what you're talking about when you say Patriot Shoot. And we got a bunch of great people, but you're not going to get kicked out of there. You're not going to, for what you put on. You can be part of a team. Maybe you can find somebody in your state, maybe your county. I don't know. That's happened a few times. And then you got the same in Patriot Shoot. That's where you go to state chat and a regular chat room. You can go in there and chat with folks. You can always come to talk time, and you can find that link on there also. And that's where we just chat all day long. We might drive you crazy, and we might pray over you like crazy, but we'll see. Maybe you like it. That's where I pretty much am able to talk freely for the most part about I don't know, maybe these algorithms, maybe some of the stuff I get from Juan and Matt and Patrick and all these guys that I'm talking to. Like you can't say it out here sometimes, because people are like, oh, what's he talking about? Oh, Lord. Then people are going to start acting like they know what they're talking about by hearing something like that, and they don't. Some of them do. There's actually a lot of people that know a lot. And we want to know a lot, and we want your support, and we want to help you get in. We have gotten in with, I think, the right people. Of course, everybody's got their own opinion, but I look for the ones that are working. I look for the ones who are serious about it. I look for the ones who love other people and they like humanitarians. And all I do is go in there and say, all right, let's work. I don't care if I'm digging a ditch or doing a speech. Just give me something to do, or I'm going to find something else to do. It might not be what you wanted me to do. Tell me what to do. Thanks for hanging out with us. Mods, you're wonderful. Folks, good, like-minded people. I love this place. I appreciate you. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Stay out of trouble or don't. Either one's fine with me. Okay. Bye.